Hey there, toy collector friends and Doctor Who fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. This is Triple TC, the time travelling toy collector, here with another video, with this time a long-awaited return to the Parliament of the Daleks series that I started a while back, and I'm now finally getting around to finishing off. A bit more on the reasons for that in a moment. But here we are looking at the first two entries from Dalek Parliament set Box 2, which came from Eagle Moss Hero Collector as a collector's set, and you've probably already seen, and if you haven't, do check out the Parliament of the Dalek playlist, the overview of the box. I'm now going to start going through each of the contents of that box 2 by 2. There are 10 Daleks in total included, and so that's 5 videos looking at each. There's also a couple of additional Dalek items that I've purchased that are beautiful for this range, thanks to the likes of Sci-Fi Collector, who've acquired the new, the available Eagle Moss and Hero Collector stock. So check that out, and whilst you're checking stuff out, please do drop a like to this video. It really helps. And as you are probably aware, I am now really keen to get to my next milestone in terms of subscribers. So please do subscribe to the channel. It's a small click for you, but a gigantic step for me and the channel. Anyway, let's get back to the reason you're here, and that's for these two Daleks. I've set them out like this. Historically, I've not taken them out of these pods. They come in these pods as part of the packaging. They're very lovely made, but they're tied in, and the pods I always think are really lovely for display purposes because it gives you the details. It's a Dalek from the Dalek Invasion of Earth, and it's from the first Doctor's run as played by William Hartnell. Very nice display pieces, but actually we're going to go one step beyond. As I've now breached and got a lot braver, breached my 200th video, and I'm a lot braver now with these figures. I'm not going to keep them in the packaging. I'm going to take them out of the packaging. Yep, I know it's a heart-stopping moment, but that's what we're doing. We're taking them out of the packaging. So this is a Dalek from the Dalek Invasion of Earth. You can see it has the monitor receiving radar dish on the back there. It almost feels, I don't know if this resonates with anybody, it feels a lot like an old pewter chess piece. That's the feeling I get looking at these, and all of them really. They feel like they're quite weighty, but they do feel like an old pewter chess piece. Now you can see here, hopefully it comes across on the screen, there's a slight tint of blue to the orbs on the Dalek skirt there, but they're not particularly well pulled out in blue, and it's not because it's faded or anything like that. It is literally just how the paintwork on this has been done. But that said, the detail on the model is very nice. You've got the eye stalk with and there is a matching shade between the sort of blue wash on the orbs and the discs on the eye stalk there. We have the raised platform that the Daleks used in that. There's again a couple of little paint bleeds around the base. I don't know if you can see that very clearly there, around the base of the Dalek where it sits on the heightened skirt, and some of it here isn't particularly great either, but overall it is a very nice and very detailed figure. There are items here in terms of the detailing around the ear bulbs that I quite like. They could have been less sculpted than they are there, but they have that circular element. We can see the strips down in the dome section there. We do have Dalek from Dalek Invasion of Earth and all the necessary blurb on the bottom there. Hope you can see that. But I think, yeah, it's a very nice figure, and I'm going to keep it there. Am I going to start taking them out of the packaging to display? I probably am not going to do that, but I am going to do that for the upcoming videos, and I also will do a retrospective on the range towards at the end of the series. So without further ado, let's move on to the Supreme Dalek as it appeared in the Daleks Masterplan, also featuring the first Doctor as portrayed by William Hartnell. So again, I'll move this over here. Again, I've already, to save time in the video, I've taken the cabling off, so we can go straight to dismantling this. And yeah, again, we have that sense of it being a bit like a pewter chess piece. It's quite weighty. Now, I have to say, of the two figures, this one probably gets my casting vote for my preferred, purely because I love the colour scheme on this. And I love the variety of colour scheme on this. I know it's a Supreme Dalek, so you'd kind of expect it to be a bit more the business. But it really is. I mean, you've got the matching, and I love that they've got this right. So you've got the matching blue on the orbs to the blue discs on the eye stalk. We can see that sort of circular silver. I don't know if you can. I hope you can see it. The circular silver element on the mechanism of the eye stalk that makes it go up and down. Obviously, these are fixed. And we need to be very careful. If you saw my my video on the overview of this box set, you'll already have seen that one of the Daleks came with a broken element, which I've endeavoured to repair prior to filming these, and we'll see how effective that is down the road. I love the silver paint detailing on this section of the Dalek around its midriff. I love the slightly cream off-white discs that go around the dome section. We can still see those lines down there. I think the paintwork on this one overall is very, very good, considering the standards we've seen in some of the Eagle Moss stuff beforehand. Where it's not so great is around some of the orbs, and you can see a bit of paint bleed on the orbs there, which is a shame. But it's nevertheless, it doesn't detract too much. And again, different people will display these differently. I don't know if you want to have a look at that, but there you are. There's the Supreme Dalek from the Daleks Masterplan. But it is a really lovely Ickle figure. And again, they display very nicely. Once they're in position, they're not going anywhere. You can see how they sort of scale together, because we can acknowledge, I think, this sort of added bumper section does give us a bit more in terms of elevation for the Dalek. And again, it's sort of the original sort of the Mutants Dalek, but on a platform, which is how that kind of gives it that unique bumper-esque shape. Not not dissimilar from what we see in the Dalek movies with Peter Cushing as Doctor Who, I should say. So I think this again we can see, and I feel like I've done the first Parliament of the box set now a disservice by not taking it out of the box. And as I say, that I'm going to do a retrospective down the line where I'll get them all out of their respective boxes, because I think that would be really, really useful to do. But I really like them. I like the way the light catches them. I like the way they display, and to be honest, I like the way they feel. I wasn't. Long-term watchers will know that I was not really keen on going down the Eagle Moss collection route. I was a bit interested when it first launched, the Doctor Who figurine collection, but a couple of close examinations of some of what was on offer made it very clear to me very quickly that I wasn't going to like it, because the level of quality of the detailing in the majority of the humanoid figures wasn't up to spec for me. But then there were the aliens who weren't particularly humanoid in origin, and particularly in terms of facial detailing. And the Daleks are a prime example of this, as are the Cybermen, and they're great. They are absolutely great. They do exactly what you would want them to do. They capture the sort of the character and the persona of the Daleks, and I'm so glad that I picked them up. And I picked them up at one of the Eagle Moss sort of special rates. So again, I still commend Eagle Moss for its routine deals and sales. And I hope those weren't part of the reason that they went the way that they went. But my goodness me, they did enable me and others I know to collect an awful lot of stuff we may otherwise not have picked up. You never know. Keep an eye on Sci-Fi Merch and other online retailers who have picked up some Eagle Moss products. You may really benefit from the opportunity to collect some of these figurines. They're very, very nice. Generally, the quality is okay. Bleed quality on the paint can vary slightly, and of course, you don't often know what you're going to get until it turns up. But more often than not, it's good enough considering the scale point and how these were likely to be displayed. But again, you can display them in their pods that they come in, with the information that that keeps them safe and dust free. If you're becoming a bit more adventurous, a bit like I am, then you might want to get them out and have a look at them and display them differently. But I would of course caveat that with, I mean, they do look really good together, but I would caveat that with the fragility of the figures. Those eye stalks. There are going to be a ton of people watching this who collected these when they first came out, and where the eye stalks have come off, or the suckers have come off, or the guns have come off, and it's so easy. They're weighty, but they're also a wee bitty fiddly. So if you're trying to put them somewhere, and I believe there was available like a Daleks display base, which I haven't picked up. Maybe I will if I get it, if I get a notification of it being available. But I could. They're an easy thing to fumble and drop, just like some of the Star Trek starships, or other starships or other figures from Hero Collector and Eagle Moss. They look great. There's a lot of detail, but goodness me, you constantly feel like you're running the risk of the whole thing collapsing around your ears at any given point, because they're so fragile, and you just know the wrong kind of knock is going to have the worst kind of effect. And as Eagle Moss is now no more, and we don't know if we're going to be seeing new figures or whatever, or reruns of figurines, that is going to have an impact on you being able to replace them. Either it'll be really difficult, or it'll be really difficult and expensive. So do be careful. And as I say, every time I take them out, I'm living in fear of damaging them. But again, depending on how craft orientated you are, it's not impossible to repair them. And more on that in a future video from this set, because I've had to do just that. So, do the Parliament of the Daleks figures belong in your collection? If you're a Doctor Who fan and a Daleks fan, I'm going to say yes. They may already be there, and I think that's also great. And I, in many ways, hope they are. But if not, do keep an eye out on online retailers like Sci-Fi Merch and others, and you may be surprised at the sort of online prices. You may be shocked by them too, but equally you may be surprised, because they are working wonders to try and get these back into the public domain. Okay, so I've been the Time Travelling Toy Collector. These have been the first two entries into Parliament of the Daleks Box Set 2, and we have two Daleks from the first Doctor era, one here as we can see from Dalek Invasion of Earth, and then this one here from the Daleks Masterplan. And one day I hope we can all celebrate seeing the Daleks Masterplan in all its glory, but for now, of course, that's not the case. Anyway, take care, do look after yourselves. Thanks for hanging around for the last 13 or 14 minutes, and by all means check out all my other playlists. Do like the video, and please do drop a subscription to the channel. I'm crawling towards my next milestone, and it would be fantastic if you could contribute to that. I'm not on Patreon, so I'm not doing anything else to try and generate cash or get cash off you. I'm just looking to sort of build those subscribers at this stage. Anyway, take care, bye-bye for now, and I'll see you in a future video. Just remember, a thing of beauty really is a toy forever.